it was funny to hear that you followed Muji for a while because I just recently got off of Muji. I was stuck to him like glue for a good, I think, a couple of years. Um,
Yes.
and you know, I'd get like so far, and then I just felt like, in my own opinion, that he can't take anybody all the way. And I'm just so thankful to find you guys. I just can't say that enough. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, Muji was, I mean, it was good, you know, for the time.
Yeah.
And the only thing was, again, like when I went to India, I had the beard and the long hair and the red rocks because Muji was very much for me the spiritual personality, which was good. It was the
Yes.
sattva nature that was allowed to express itself in any way, and it overexpressed itself, but that was fine because that led then to Maharaj.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would not have been understand, you know, when I first had all this happening, it was cool to see some Jamaican dude, you know, that like
Yeah.
it was India kind of mixed in
Work
with
for
the
you.
Jamaica
Yeah.
and the laughing and the joking. So it was safe for me to kind of express that selfless self moving towards the goal of itself.
Mm.
And then when Maharaj came around, I'd been exposed to just enough kind of India concepts that it was okay. It was accepted.
Yeah. How did you find
Well, Muji, if you knew Muji in person, Muji's power is his energy. He came to my house, the first place he ever came in DC.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Energetically, I mean, I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for Muji.
There you go.
wow.
But Muji's power was Muji would hug you, and he healed stuff. I mean,
Wow.
he just healed phenomenally. I mean, he had the most incredible love of any person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, he reminds me of Jesus. Like I would tell people, listen to this guy. He's a living Jesus.
But Muji in person versus Muji on TV is way different.
Wow. Yeah, I've never
You
met.
know, and you're not
I,
going to see him again. In DC in this area.
I never actually met him. I followed on YouTube, read the books, joined the Muji Sangha on Facebook, and was posting things on Facebook, and it was a definite beautiful gateway, you know. And
An opening that's. I mean, for me, he was profound.
yeah,
Absolutely profound. But he had. I don't know. There was something about. He just healed a lot of stuff when he hugged me.
That's so beautiful. So beautiful.
And then there was a point where he stopped hugging me. It was like I was healed.
Uh,
And I didn't need to be hugged anymore. But there was, something very deep, very, very, very powerful.
wow.
I'm profoundly thankful to that man.
I bet. I bet. Well, he's helped me through a lot. Just, I would watch him 24/7. But John, how did you meet Ramakant? How did he come into your life?
I didn't meet Ram.
it was on Facebook actually, but it was George. I didn't know that it was Charles and Ann. You know, they had Ramakant Maharaj was on Facebook, and I thought it was Ramakant Maharaj, and popped up, sent this picture of Maharaj and Nisargadatta Maharaj, you know, that picture of him with Nisargadatta in the background.
Yeah.
And I started kind of communicating, and then the next thing was an email, because they sent me to the website, and I emailed a thing with that picture, and that I had put it in a frame and all that. It was just happening. And then the next thing I know, we're Skyping. And I actually got to Skype with Maharaj, which was just amazing to me. I was like, oh, wow, you know, I'm here with Maharaj. And that was a couple of weeks until, like I said, he just asked one day, when are you coming to India? And see, during the Muji time, and I actually emailed for Maharaj, and I said, you know, you say you can't have another master, and there's a formless master, this presence that I am identifying with as coming from Muji. And then I had this really cool dream where, I won't go into all the particulars, but the bottom line was this profound seeing, this voice that said, "Are you really ready to meet me, John?" And in that moment, when I woke up the next day, it was, we're going to India to see, you know, this is the direction. We're going with Maharaj. I'm reading this Selfless Self. And reading Selfless Self was like manic, basically, because I kept the book on the train and I read it cover to cover 5 or 6 times before going to India.
Wow.
And I know that sounds extreme, but there was just something that was just burning.
Yes, I've been in that burning for so many years. How did you get the pictures you have behind you of Maharaj? Did you get those in India?
No, these are from well, actually, these are from WhatsApp, the ashram feed, and I just had them blown up. Because my whole room, I have all the different pictures of the masters, because I love, even after this tonight, Maharaj is on the desktop, and when this goes down, before I go to sleep, I'm bowing. And because I've been at the master's feet like that, in physical form, that it's that feeling, that when he placed his hand on your head and whispered your true name and not this name that the body form has been, that you believed yourself to be.
And the true name was the mantra, you mean? Or
There's a power in that. Yes.
Or did he give you a spiritual name?
No. It wasn't. I know that some of them, as a matter of fact, that's kind of funny too, speaking of Mooji, because Mooji did the head shaving when I went to India. I even told my boss, I said, listen, when I go to India, I may come back with a shaved head. I'm perfectly willing to do that because I'm on this journey.
What kind of a job do you work at that you could have had that long hair?
Oh, actually, I work for the House of Representatives, so
no kidding.
You're supposed to have that long hair, but again, remember, the entire world is a projection of your spontaneous presence. So you would think it just wasn't like, you understand, Selfless Self was paving the road, even to the point where, as I started with Maharaj, before actually going to India, you know, there was a time where I just disappeared from my desk. And I heard Mooji describe that it just picks you up and moves you. And I would go out to this fountain and sit there, and I would not know why. I was supposed to be at my desk working. And the crazy thing was, I did this every day until my boss finally said, "Where the hell are you going?" And see, I knew, something in me knew, it's not your boss. Behind the eyes and ears of this guy in front of you is that presence. Tell the truth. So I told the truth. I said, I don't know. There's something that moves me to get up out of my desk and go outside, and I sit at the fountain for an hour, and I don't know what's going on. And believe it or not, all he did was say, don't do that anymore. And then it never happened again. But you understand, the world is a projection of your spontaneous presence. It's a two-way communication with your own self in the form of other. Yeah. Once you know this, there's no fear. There's no like, oh my God, my boss is going to fire me. You're communicating with your own self, truth, absolute truth. And these experiences, you start to know. When you go to McDonald's, the lady behind the counter is that selfless self seeing you in this body form and recognizing itself. Of course, it's covered with all the conditioning that it may be believing itself to be in that form, but you more cleanly and clearly are seeing that it's not that. And there's a recognition in the projection. I love that too, the eyes. The recognition in the projection. You absolutely know that this person in front of me is not a person at all. It's my own selfless self. And the only thing that I'm putting into the scene is whatever my mind may be picking up on about me, what I'm holding on to. It has nothing to do with the other person because they don't exist as other.